Today I'm on the River Dee and I'm going to be talking about a cast called the snake roll. It's mainly a downstream wind cast, but it can be quite tricky to learn and can cause some problems. One thing that's really important with this cast is, no surprise, is making sure that we utilise or engage our bottom hand, because when we do that it keeps the rod tip on alignment to the target. If it's mainly a top-handed movement, we're not using the leverage of the rod effectively, and it'll bring the rotation offline, and often you'll find your anchor landing in front of you. There's a couple of things that you can do. First of all, I always start off making sure my rod is at a right angle to the target, or you can use the face of the reel if that helps. What this does, it keeps the alignment of the rod tip in the direction of the target. It doesn't come away from it, and it's perfectly logical. If we start off here, then that rotation is going to be that way. If I start off here, then the rotation is ready to go in this direction here. So first and foremost, align the rod tip. Then what we want to think about is scribing that shape in the air, making sure we utilise this bottom hand and that we're rotating backwards and upwards into our home bank. Then we're going to come over the top, and this point here is where we tuck under, and it's really important that make that movement as smooth as possible. We don't need to come over the top too fast. What's more important is we tuck under. That is what influences the shape of the shape and the speed of the D loop. And if I want to do a good cast that way, I have to put sufficient energy back that way, i.e. in the D loop or V loop, whatever the case may be. So it's up, round, tuck under. Now I'm in that casting position. Immediately I'm going to smoothly accelerate forward, pulling the bottom hand and guiding with the top hand until we get that abrupt stop. And like before, in this instance, I want to stop the rod right in that last margin of the cast. That's what's going to turn the rod tip over at the fastest speed. It's essential to keep the movement smooth throughout this cast. First of all, we lift backwards and upwards into our home bank. Then up and over, outstream, before tucking under and back into position to form the D loop. We can then apply a forward cast as soon as our anchor is formed, finishing in a high firm stop where appropriate. Well, I hope some of these points have been helpful. I still regularly make mistakes, don't we all? But it's having the ability to change and make adjustments. Thanks very much. Goodbye.
Hiding everything in life is very frightening. And I love it so much that I longer don't know why even. So violent, my mind, every thought I have I'm done. But it's like rain, I know, might just meet some guy and cry a little.